Recording started.
Hello. So let's give everyone till
Hello, sir.
4:40 before we start officially. Please let us bear with them. You know,
Okay.
in Nigeria.
Eight, 6, 7, 4, 2, 5, 8, 6. One, 8, 2, 7, 7. We got something here. Yeah, I think I love this one. That noise is coming from there. Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, because I saw your message. You say you can't hear me.
I think you can start now. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me.
Hello?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
We can hear you.
So I am Babatunde Abayomi Odedele, a co-founder of the foundation. You are welcome to this inaugural session of the Accurate Creative Mind webinar Wednesdays. So this is the first of its kind by this foundation. This webinar will be coming up twice in a month, every second and third Wednesdays of every month. So it will be like a series program in which we'll be picking some topics that we'll be addressing at regular intervals or per series. Like this inaugural webinar now, we are discussing deficiencies in Nigerian educational system. That is the main topic, while we now have some other subtopics under it. This topic cut across so many individuals because we all have factors that have contributed into Nigerian educational system. And as we all know, many youth on the streets nowadays will be saying education has come, education is calm. You don't need to go to school. We need to change that. And by so doing, everybody has their own role to play. Almost everybody have role to play in correcting this, from the parents to the school, to the government, and to the students themselves. So this week we'll now be addressing the parental effect, which will be done by our able lecturer, a resident of Lagos State, who has been in the teaching profession for a very long time. So the modality of this webinar is this. While the lecturer is delivering the lecture, if anybody have any question, you can just post your question at the comment section while the host will note it down. And when we now get to the question and answer session, we'll address the question and answer. We'll address the questions while the lecturers will provide answers to the questions. So now, we'll now move to introduction of our lecturer. So we have here with us Mrs. Rachel Adejoke Omobu. Ms. Rachel Adejoke Omobu is an English language and literature instructor who teaches beginning to advanced English and literature courses. She is a certified child care professional. She has participated in Learn Africa PLC, Africana First Publishers PLC, and Evans Brothers, among others. She has attended so many workshops that discuss the way forward to teaching English in Nigeria. She's a professional teacher with 16 years of experience. She has worked with so many schools like Mary Grace College, Early Bells Academy, and others. Presently, she is currently working with Helias International School, Lagos State. She is the chairperson of the internal and external competition committee of Helias International School, where she prepares the students for competition, and they have won a lot of awards. She just won 3 awards for the school in the just concluded Elizabeth competition held in Lekki on Saturday, 8th of July, 2023. She's a disciplined person and a lover of children. She holds NC in English language from Adenino Ogunsanya College of Education and Bachelor of Education in English language from prestigious University, Ekiti State University. She is happily married to Mr. Michael Omobu and blessed with beautiful kids. Let's welcome Mrs. Rachel Adejoke Omobu, while I leave the floor to the lecturer to do justice to today's topic. Ms. Omobu, you have the floor now, ma'am.
Myself, sorry. Okay. Is that from my hand? Sorry. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I guess
Good
everybody can
evening.
hear me.
Good evening. We can hear you.
All right. I'm so honored to be among you
Dr.
today.
Omogo,
Yeah.
Dr. Omogo, or Mrs. Omogo, kindly
Yes,
reduce the
sir.
volume of one of your devices to 0. It's all in into the other one.
Okay, let me. Which of them is giving us that now? Can you? Is it still coming up like that? Can you hear me now?
Is he holding back, ma? Is he holding back?
Hello.
Hello. It seems you are using 2 devices there. Maybe you should just unmute one. Unmute one. The one, then you use the other one you want to use, please. Unmute one, please.
Yes, I've unmute the one. I'm only using one. Mute one. The other one is.
Dr. Omogo or Mrs. Omogo, please,
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Is it perfect? Is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay. So sorry for that. Good evening, everyone. I'm so honored to be among you today. Now, discussing the way forward to the deficiencies in our educational system. Once again, I'm Mrs. Omogo. Now let's start the ball rolling. When we talk about deficiency, we mean when there's lack of something, and that thing that is being lacked is necessary. You agree with me? It's just like a pregnant woman, it is necessary for every pregnant woman to take in a certain vitamins to help in the growth of the baby. I believe you're all with me. Hello?
With you. We are with you.
As a teacher, I always love my students to respond. Sorry, I'm taking you all as my students this afternoon. I'm so sorry for that. So whenever I ask questions, I want to respond. So thank you very much. Yes, like I said, every pregnant woman must take a certain vitamin to help the growth of the baby. If there's any fault in that, it's going to affect the baby and the mother. You all agree with me with that? Do you?
Yeah, we all agree.
Better. Sorry, you are dealing with a teacher this afternoon. So be ready for questions and you must respond. You understand? So, all right. So also is our educational system in Nigeria. That's why I really appreciate this opportunity and the organizers of this webinar for considering that the system of education in Nigeria should be looked into. When we look at the system of education in Nigeria, it has been that we shift blame either on parents, on school, or anything. We try to push our blames differently. But today, we are looking at parental effects. What has parents got to do with educational system in Nigeria? Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa. We know that. In Nigeria, we give birth a lot. In some homes, they may have 5 kids, 10, and all that. So when they look at the population of Nigeria, we discover that when it comes to Africa, Nigeria is more when it comes to population. And when Nigeria is less with different cultural effects. That is, we have different cultures, different tribes in Nigeria. And all this still end up with education, because every child deserves education. The best gift a parent can ever give to a child is education. If you have money and your children are not learning, then you have nothing. You know, Yoruba says something. So pardon me in case I didn't say it right in Yoruba. I believe I'm correct in that. Nobody's responding. Am I right?
Yes, ma, you are correct.
Yes,
You are
yes, yes, yes.
Yes, you are very correct about that.
Yeah. Now, let's look at what Pluto said about education. Pluto said education is the capacity to feel and pain. Look at that. Pluto said education, the capacity to feel pleasure and pain. It was not said that education deals with pleasure alone. It means for someone to be educated, there is a pain that will come with it. The gold we see that is so beautiful today went through a lot before it becomes what? Beautiful. That's that our parents, they should not look at it that education, okay, I just want to send my children to school, and just pushing them to school and leaving them into the hands of the teacher. Learning will never take place in that area. Another person, that is John. John says something on education. John said education is the development of all those capacity in the individual, which will enable him to control its environment and fulfill his responsibility. Look at that. Remember, Pluto said pleasure and pain. John says something, the ability to control his environment and fulfill his responsibility. If you look at it, all learners have one or two things to do. They need to develop the country. So it is either they are developing the country positively or negatively. And this is what we are going to consider today. Now, my next question is, let's look at our parents. Who do you refer to as parents? It says, parents refer to the primary caregivers of young children in the home, in addition to biological and adoptive parents. We look at the biological parents, we look at those that decide to adopt, whether you adopt a child or not, whether it is your biological child or the adopted one. As far as you're concerned, you have a particular role to play in the life of this child. The first teacher of a child, if I may ask, who is the first teacher of every child? I'm asking a question.
Parents.
The mother.
The mother or the parents, of course.
The parents, oh, why mother? Why is the only mother that gave birth to the child? No, the parents, both father and mother. So we should not separate it now. Let's not give it to mother alone. She has a lot to do already. Now, what is the purpose of education? Education brings a permanent change. When we say permanent change, if you agree, if you want to consider that a child learning has taken place in the child, there must be a change in that child. Take for instance, you all know lantern, the one we call atopa, that used to use glass or candle. You are familiar with any of this. If a little child touches that thing, probably you'll be asking the child, don't touch it. And the child did not want to, they want to try. They are so inclusive. They want to check why we say I should not do this. Now, when the child touches this lantern or the candle, what will happen to that child? I need to respond. I believe I have people around me now. What will happen to that child if a child touches a candle or a lantern that is hot? What will happen to that child?
Oh my God! One is our finger.
Yes, that's why the child will feel the pain. I tell you, if you bring that candle or the lantern closer to the child again, what will happen? The child will run. The child will run. God bless you. The child will run away. It means learning has taken what? Place.
and second place, learning in the hard
at
way.
that moment. First, there was no learning, and that is why the child wants to know why. When the child touches, it got burnt. The child won't go back there. Whenever the child sees the candle or the lantern, the child will run away. That is why education brings a permanent change. Not just a change, it says in thinking ability of a person and makes them able to do certain things while differentiating between what is right and what is wrong. You know, as children are growing, we expect them to know some certain things, what is right and what is wrong. At that moment, when you're able to do this, you consider that learning has taken place. Now, the true essence of education lies in what? In inculcating certain values and information in individuals. Anyone who understands this concept will understand that quality education comes with repeated exposure and not hearing a mere lecture about materialistic topics. That is why Albert says something. As rightly says, education is not learning of facts, but training of the mind to think. You know, it's not just learning on paper, you know, it's not. That is why I do tell my students that if you pass through secondary school and yet you cannot teach a child in primary school, it means you have not been to school at all. Because by the time you get to university, most of these lecturers, they just read their handouts. The practical aspects you might not see. There are some courses in Nigeria that we are supposed to have some kind of gadget for them, but we don't have them.
It's like we lost the lecturer.
I can't hear anything again.
I can't hear anything. Yes. I say something.
The lecturer is working on it. Let us be patient for a bit. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Kí ló ń gbé káàkiri kí n ṣe?
If that sound is coming from our lecturer's place, then I think we have her now. So she should continue if that noise is coming from her side.
Hello, everyone. Please, if we are
Hi,
not
sir.
speaking, let us kindly mute our mic. If I remove someone from this meeting, the person will not be able to log in back. That is why I've been muting people repeatedly, but they are still unmuting themselves. So please, if we are not the ones speaking, let us mute our mics. Thank you.
Sorry, I think the organizer should be able to mute everybody from his side. Right. I think there is a device. I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything from here.
Please, I'm so sorry. I guess it's network issue. So I believe everybody can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm only trying to bring the slide back, but I guess you need to connect this particular one for me. It's not connecting. Help me out in connecting this particular one so that the slide will show on this one.
Go ahead, ma.
Yes, I want to share.
You can share now, ma.
Can I share now?
Yes, you can, ma.
Not sure. You sure? Okay. Oh, so sorry for that.
We understand. This is Nigeria.
All right, there's network. Okay. We'll run through it quickly. Yes, back to our discussion. Yes, we're looking at the parental effect. Yes, I gave different definitions then, one from Pluto and one from John, and we look gradually to we look at we are looking at parents, and then I've talked about what a parent is. So we look at the true answers of, I think this way I stopped. So I talked about the educational system in Nigeria and some other things earlier on. Now we look at the true essence of education and what Einstein say about education, that education is not learning of facts, but training and all that. I think that's why I talk about the university education. That's why I talk about the university education. Now we move to this. Problems created by parents in a child's education. You know, when we look at the system of education, we often put blames on teachers, and maybe we talk about the government and all that. But before we conclude on all this, though I'm talking about the parents today, but I want you to understand that the parents play the most vital role in the training of their children. It is said charity begins where? Hello?
At home.
At
Charity
home.
begins at home.
So it has never been said that charity begins in the environment. It has never been said that charity begins in the church. It has never been said that charity begins any other places but at home. That tells you that the home has the important role to play in the life of every child. Now, what are those problems that parents have created in the course of their negligence? One, students' negative behavior. Today, we all see what is happening in our society. That the youths, the young ones, are eager to have money. They are not ready to work again, and we see the rate at drug abuse is increasing every day. Not just only drug abuse, sexual abuse, a lot of abuse. In short, every day there is always a case of one abuse or the other. Now, this student or this child in question, if this child is well trained from home, I believe the negative behavior will not occur. Sometimes ago, I was in a seminar like this. So it was we are really talking to children about drug abuse and all that. Do you know a child said something that taking cigarettes is not bad? This is not a mere saying, no. A boy said so, that taking cigarettes is not bad. All because he sees his father taking it, and when the father is taking it, the father feels relaxed. Sorry. The father feels relaxed, you know. The boy demonstrated the way the father would take it and the way his facial expression. So this child does not see anything wrong in this thing. Apart from that, a child that is well trained, you will know when you see this child outside. And that is why I do tell my students that 3 things they will ask you whenever they see you on the road: where you are coming from, that is your home. 2, where you are going to. If where you are going to is a well-known place or a disciplined place, the way you dress will be known. The 3rd one, then who are you yourself? So that tells that the child behavior is very important. Now, lack of academic motivation. A child that the parent did not support or the parents are not available, you understand, there won't be any motivation to learning. And that is why I will quickly tell you a story of Ben Carson. How many of you know this man? You've heard of the story of this man before, Ben Carson. How many of you have heard of the story of Ben Carson before? I'm waiting though. If you don't know Ben Carson, you should, in one way or the other. You've heard of Ben Carson, probably the name, or you should know that he's a great man, a neurosurgeon. You understand? Now, there's something I want to pick out from this this aspect that says lack of academic motivation. Ben Carson, one, is from a broken home. If you don't know, his parents got divorced when he was 8 years old. He was raised by his mother, that's a single parent. The third thing I want you to understand is this boy, or this man, this great man today, was not a brilliant person while in school or when he was in school. His mother noticed, or the teachers complained, that this boy is not getting his work well, he's not performing, is this, is that. It's as if the teachers were getting fed up with his performance, that he's not doing well in his studies. Now, what it was the next thing the mother did. The mother has to challenge him to reading. The mother has to sit with him to read. You know, a child, teachers felt, oh, good. But the mother decided to sit with the child, to train this child, to teach this child at all. That is the motivation we are talking about. Some of these children, they only need their parents around them to push them, to assist them, to motivate them that, oh, you can do it. You know, children don't learn at the same rates. That's one thing you should know, that they have different ways they learn. If you have 2 children or 3 at home, check them. They can't learn at the same peak. So they learn differently. But you need to be there for them. You need to motivate them to learn. Where parents are not available, the children or the child will lack academic motivation. Low intellectual will occur because no one to control the child, no one to tell the child to read. Everybody is busy. The child will not learn. Even if teachers are trying and so, the effort of the teachers will not be seen. Exposure to negative influence will come in. Nobody to help this child, nobody to talk to this child, nobody to help or to, when this child comes with his or a problem, no, children will always come with questions. Oh, my friend said this, my friend said that. When they come with this question, who will they meet? Mother is not available, father is not available. You understand? Or both of them are busy. I'm not fine. They need to go out and get some things for these children. But you need to create time for your kids. Now, you are not there. The next thing you say, they confide in a neighbor who end up teaching them the wrong thing. Like a book the SS3 read some times ago in the literature aspect called Faceless. This girl in question, the stepfather made an attempt to rape the girl, but she escaped. Now, she's supposed to confide in the mother to discuss the mother because the father wasn't even available, but could not discuss with the mother, probably, and that is some parents for you. They are just too harsh. When they come, oh, I've been working since, please leave me alone, do this and that. This child could not discuss with the mother and then confided in the neighbor. The so-called neighbor, the child confided in, end up raping this girl. So these are the challenges these kids will go through when you are not available for them. Lack of self-coordination, yes, they will lack it. They will not be able to coordinate themselves because you did not teach them to do that. You did not train them to always coordinate themselves. You did not train them to keep things right. And since you are not available to do that, then the results will be what you are going to see. And what will be the result? They will do things carelessly. They will drop their things carelessly. Even assignments will not be done. And at the end of the day, you want to push blame on the school, on the maid, and like that. So let's go. I believe I have my people with me. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, we are with you, ma. We are together, ma. We are together.
Okay. So now let's look at
with you with your Arab
10 roles of parents in child's education. The role the parents needs to play, very, very important. We've talked about the effects when they fail. This is what you are going to see. Now, what are those roles those parents need to play? Number one, they should be role model. Be your child role model. I wonder when you ask some children, who is your role model? And they end up mentioning names of people they have not even seen. I'm not saying they should not mention names of people they have not seen, but I expect that the first name they should mention should be their parents. My dad is my role model. My mom is my role model. That is what they're supposed to mention. But unfortunately, in our Nigeria system, you have that a child cannot even confide in the mother nor the father, and a child will not be able to pick the mother or the father as a role model. Why? Children that watch their parents abuse each other. Some language is used by mother, some language is used by the father, and you expect the child to pick you as a role model. The child won't pick you. That is the child that did not even pick you as a role model. Is the child that has learned that this what you are doing is wrong. Such parent needs to work on his or herself. Let your child pick you as his or her role model. You should be the first person the child should pick. And that is why the first teacher of every child is the parents. They learn things from home. And if you don't know what they learn from home, they'll bring it to school. They'll pick another one in school, they'll bring it back home. If you are there for them, you're supposed to correct them. I don't like this. Don't do this. Don't do that. If I may ask, I believe I have parents in the house. How many of you, here's a question for everybody now. How many of you, one way or the other, maybe in early in the morning or in the night, have picked your child's school bag and searched your child's school bag? If you have done that, you can talk. I have searched my child's school bag without informing the child. I have picked my child's school bag without the child knowing. I picked it to search it. Yes? Oh yeah, indicates. I'm not asking you to ask the child, go and bring your bag. Oh. It's different from go and bring your bag. Oh. I pick it without
very unlikely of parents.
See, the truth is, these children, they are growing. I believe you are not surprised that we have cults in secondary school these days. Before, cults used to be in the university. But right now in secondary school, we have cultists in secondary school. Little children. That will tell you the level at which the devil has eaten into the young minds. And we all need to work together. Parents need to work with teachers to conquer all this. And that is why you need to be role models to your children. Pick their bag, check their bags. Things that you did not buy for them, you should be able to call their attention. I did not buy this for you. Where did you get it? Question them. But we have some parents, they are too busy. They did not bother. Now, another thing is develop partnership. Develop partnership with your child's teacher and staff. Let me ask the question. I know the name of the class teacher of my child. If you know the name of your child class teacher, say hi. Hello. If
hi.
You know the name of your child class teacher, say hi.
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 Only
Just two.
only
Just two.
Hi.
Making three. Even myself, I don't know.
Hi.
Oh my God. Now, that's say that you need to work on all this. Your child class teacher is very important. It's just like you commit your child into the hands of someone and you don't know the person. Now you are taking a big risk. You don't know the person you committed your child to. Please, after this meeting today, everybody, is an assignment for everybody. Try and have their numbers, know their name. You understand? If possible, visit your child's school, at least to know the person that is in charge of your child. Then, some of us, we don't even go for parent-teachers meeting. You know, when it comes to PTA, some parents are too busy. They don't come. They don't visit the school. They don't even go for PTA meeting. And it sounds a lot on the child. It shows you are not concerned. And when children notice that their parents are not concerned about them, the next thing is they look for someone who cares, who is ready to listen to them. And who is that person? That person will end up influencing them negatively. Then you need to know who is at your child's school. The school your child attends. Do you bother knowing your child friends? Have you ever asked your child, who is your best friend? Have you ever questioned your child, okay, this best friend of yours, why did you pick it? And all that. Please, just a minute, please. I'll be back, please. Yeah, let me give you this.
It's important. Hello, baby.
You're happy now. All right, you can go. So, Now, you need to monitor their homework. Monitoring their homework does not end in primary education. No, even those in secondary school. It is very, very important you check on them. Most parents fix their children up in the hostel, probably because they are busy. So they use the school, hostel, the boarding house, okay, as their schools. That is not the end. You need to visit them. Ask your child how your child is faring, the environment and all that. When you are too busy for your child and you cannot attend to your child, one day, I pray that child will be too busy to attend to you. Because if the child end up in the hands of a wrong person, you should know what will happen. And it's very important that you visit your child's school without informing the child that you are coming. You don't need to announce to the child, come, I'm coming to your school tomorrow. You don't need to do that. All you need to do, you just go there and let the child see you that, oh, my mommy is here today, my daddy is here today. It's very important. And with that, the child will guide himself or herself. Will not want to do something that is wrong. I said something, know your child's friends. In short, all his or her friends. Ask question why your child has picked such a person as a friend. The relationship, why and when. You need to know. Engage them in discussion by asking them questions. I don't know, how many of you do sit your children down to discuss life with them? As in, you know one thing about these children, they really enjoy when you tell them some things, as in what you are going through. When you return from work and you try to share your day with them, they love it. And with that, they try to put you in their mind that, wow, daddy is working hard to pay my school fee. Mommy is working hard to pay my school fee. And that will guide these children against any evil, because they are human. They really want to know what you are going through. And that is why it is good for you to have discussion with them. They want to know what you are going through, and you need to know what they are going through. You should don't let the third party be the one telling you what your child is going through. It is wrong. If somebody else is the one telling you what your child is going through, it means you are a failure as a parent. So you need to know what your child is going through. Let your child see you as someone he or she can confide in. And when we have issue, like student forum in the school, this is a true life story of a student, a girl with living with the parents and the uncle in the same house. Do you know the uncle made an attempt to rape this girl? You know, when this girl told the father said that the girl wants to destroy the family. When this guy informed me, I have to meet the school to let them know that this is what is going on. Now, the man did not come once or twice, that is the so-called uncle. To the extent we have to buy pepper spray for this guy, that whenever he comes again, since your father did not believe you, then you do this. When we invited the man has to withdraw the child away from the school. The man said the child is confiding or talking to teacher or whatsoever. But the truth is, we tried our best to save the girl. That is why I need to tell you that you need to be closer to your children. Let them trust you, that they can confide in you. Let them believe that you are the next person after God. Let them see you very important, that they cannot hide anything from you. Don't be too harsh on them. Show them love. Don't pamper them. No. There is a way you need to balance this whole thing so that they can feel better with you. Now, demonstrate a positive attitude towards the education of your children. Some of us, you see parents going to school, fighting teacher. Teacher, going there to fight teachers. Now, you are not giving a good attitude. If you have been to your child's school to fight a teacher, whether the teacher is wrong or right, Don't give your child that impression that I can come to your school to fight at any time. That impression is a wrong impression. If you have any issue with the school owner or the teacher, it is better you come to the school, just come, discuss with them. Don't let your child see you that, my mommy is here to fight my teacher. That teacher, I told the teacher, now you will see and all that. Doing that, you are not helping issues at all. Because when the child gets to university, I wonder who you are going to fight there. Now, monitor and supervise the program they watch on TV, the games they play, and internet use. When it comes to these aspects, we need to guide these children very, very well. You know, these children, they pick things so quick and it sticks to them. So the use of internet is getting so much that some of them are so addicted to their phones, to TV programs, and they lost concentration on their books. The time they're supposed to, at least try and have a timetable that, okay, this is when you watch your TV program. I believe when we are growing up, please, you should know when you are growing up, when you're given that chance to sit and watch TV all day, is a no for me. There is time for everything. Some parents now, you see a teacher will be using, some children now, if you see the kind of phone they make use of, I'm talking about secondary school students. A teacher is not using that kind of phone. Some students are using such phone. I'm not saying you can't buy your children any kind of phone you want to fight them. But the truth is, what they learn on social media these days is really, really affecting them. Even in the writing. Sometimes when we are marking English language, now let me use English language, whenever we're marking essay, you see them writing figure 2, T-O-T-O, they write figure 2 in the course of writing. It's because they are used to, this is their internet social media language. They want to write T-H-E, they write letter D for you. That's to say that the use of social media is eating deep into them and is affecting their performance. And parents these days, some parents are so funny. They engage in malpractice. They like it like another thing, special center. The special center you organize for a child today. Tell me, you organize a special center for that child to achieve a better certificate and prepare that certificate and be ready to use it to work. It will not help this child. You see, parents engage in some activities that are not useful to these learners. You need to guide the use of internet for them. Very, very important. In short, if a child needs a phone, probably for assignments or anything, let it be that when you are available is when the child will use it. Don't release your phone or buy a phone for a student, a secondary school student now. It's important to have one, but then you need to guide if at all you want them to use it. Because these days, learning takes place on social media and all that. Yes, there's positive one, there's negative one, but you need to guide it. Very, very important. I remember some times ago, a teacher was in the class teaching. I just walked into that class to check what the teacher was doing. A student was lost. And the truth is, when I checked what this boy was doing under his table, he was with his iPhone watching porn. That's to say that this child is used to this, and this is what this child will do at home with his phone. And at the end of the day, parents will come, this child is not performing well. Oh, you cannot achieve the two. Is either you pick one or you drop one, and that is what we have. Encourage your child to be responsible and independent. Very, very important too. Teach them how to be responsible. In class, in school, outside, anywhere they found themselves, they should be responsible. And it means if you want to teach a child to be responsible, the parents must be responsible. You understand? You want your child to be responsible, you must be a role model. At least when you are talking to a child, you should use yourself as example. You understand? Use yourself as example so that the child will see you that, oh, yes, my mommy don't do this, my daddy don't do this. Not something that you are doing and you're not saying the child should not do it. No. Don't be those kind of people that will say, do as I say, don't do as I do. No. Let them do as you do and do as you say. That is when you are a good role model to your children. And teach them to be independent. How do you teach the child to independence? By encouraging this child that you can do this thing. Don't look down yourself. Even if the child did not perform well in his or her study, tell the child you are not a failure. And that is why I told you the story of Ben Carson. He was a failure. He was not performing very well. But the mother stood by him to teach him, to guide him. And today, we are celebrating him. Today, the world knows him. If the mother too have decided to neglect him, that, oh, well, since you are not performing, is your life, is your this, what do you think will happen? Will anybody recognize him today? No. So you need to teach your children to be responsible and independent too. The last one, number 10 says, tell it to them how much you love them. Don't show it alone. It's very, very important. You know, children love to hear the word. I love you, you're my best, you're my this, you're my angel, you're my... They love it so much. Even those in secondary school, even those in university, all of them, give a call to them. Sometimes you can even call their teacher in school. Hello, can I speak to my son? Okay, maybe when the child is on break, then they give you phone. Talk to the child on phone. So the child will feel, oh, my parents are concerned. With that, they will not just buying things for them. You know, there's one thing you should know about these kids. They're not the one that will always love to buy their things. They just know that you're only trying to buy their love. See, that's the truth you should know. When you are there, when you come back from work, you buy them sugar, you buy them this, you buy them that. When they're during their birthday, you buy, but you are not available for them. When they need somebody to talk to, you are not there. When they need their assignments, you are not there. When they need to give you a report of something that has occurred, you are not there. Then you end up, you are buying. You're only trying to buy their love. And they know you that you are trying to buy their love. And they will tell you to your face one day that you want to buy their love. And don't let that happen, please. Parents are first teachers. Parents should be role model. Parents should stand by their kids. Correct them when necessary. Spare the rod and what? Hello? Spare the rod and what?
Spoil the child.
Spoil the child. You spare the rod, you spoil the child. If the Bible can see that it's important for us not to spare that rod, that you need to correct them. But don't beat them with marks. Don't create, some of us will smack our kids. The one will beat them the way that they will see mark. That is abuse. The child will never love that. And I don't like that so either. But once in a while, you need to scold them. But whenever you are correcting these children, correct them with love. And let them see the need for reading. Sometimes it's like these days. We used to say parents of this generation, children of this generation. It's not about children of this generation, it's parents of this generation. Parents of this generation are the ones that spoil the children of this generation. Because we felt what we went through, we don't want our children to go through that. Yes, you don't want your children to go through hardship. I agree with you. But remember, there are some discipline given to you that made you to be able to achieve one or two things today. If you don't discipline these children, if you don't do things right, do you think your children will be able to achieve what you plan for them? Every day, say something positively into their life. Tell them you are a champion. Tell them you are a winner. You can do all things. You know, when you give them that motivational talk every day, you strengthen them. Makes them feel better that, yes, my parents are with me. Not negatively, but positively. Now, to end our wonderful talk, let's look at some quotes Yeah, some beautiful quotes that I have here. I'm done. Let me just say I'm done with this wonderful talk. And it says, education is the key to unlock the world. It is the passport to freedom. Education is the key to unlock the world. Yes, if you look at this world, the only thing that we can use to unlock it is what? Education. And that is why the white used to laugh at with the black. Like if you want to hide anything, the black man, put it into what? Writing. Because they believe that we don't read. God will help us to don't allow the whites to continue to enslave us. So we need to do something. Now this one says, the beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you. Yes. When you learn a particular thing, no from you. But when you don't learn, then there will be a problem. Now this one say, I've heard that it's distributed. You know the money that yes, you can do this thing. Internet, don't do anyhow. Behind every young child who believes in himself is the parents who believe first. Do you see that? Behind every young child who believes in himself, the parents you need to believe in your child. If you don't believe in your child, who has to believe in your child? An outsider? If an outsider should believe in your child more than you, then something is wrong. You need to be held responsible. Parents now, educating the mind. You said? Educating the mind without educating the arts is no education at all. Yes. The mind of these learners are very, very important. You need to educate them. You need to help them. Let them have positive thinking. If this is not, education has not taken place. Education is not just within the four walls of the classroom. No, it deals with their behavioral change. There must be a change in their behavior, and that is positive change in them. God help us. So thank you very much. I believe I've been able to put some things into the mind of our dear parents today. I believe in one way or the other. Yes. Okay, there are some things you are doing that is right. There are some things that you are doing that is wrong. If there's anyone you are not doing, please kindly do it. Because together we can change this country, Nigeria. The educational system of Nigeria is not in the hands of the teachers alone. It is in the hand of both the parents and the teachers. So we need your cooperation to work and achieve a certain goal. And that is what we need, a change in this learning. Enough of our youth coming here and there, taking hard drugs and all that. But if we have good parenting, they won't be out there doing all this. Thank you very, very much. So I wait for questions now.
We really appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much for
us to class for you online. We were clapping for you already. Really appreciate this. So while we are accepting questions, I will call on Dr. Olubode Timothy to just give us a brief rapporteur of the entire lecture.
Good evening to everyone in the house. I believe, can you hear?
Yes.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, Mrs. Somobu, we really appreciate you for that wonderful lecture. And one way or the other, I believe as a parent, we've learned a lot. And some area you've shed more light into as parents, what we need to do. And I believe somebody like me, you asked the question, but then I was a little bit busy that we know the name of the teacher of our children or their number. Well, I believe I will start doing that, and also checking the bag of the children without them being notified. And okay, let me just quickly do the recap. You gave the definitions, different definitions of education, which was given from Plato, then John, and as well as some other definitions about education. And one of the most important definition I would like love each and every one of us to take home from here is education by John. He said education is the development of all those capacity in the individual which will enable him to control. I believe this one should suit each and every one of us. Then also where you explain the role of a parent to us. Then well, it's just a recap. I believe I will not be able to do, as a teacher like you are. Okay. You also gave us insight to the problem that has been created by parents. The problem created by parents towards the educational system, and then the way out, which you gave playing a role model, which I believe is the most important one of all. We need to be a role model to all our children, even whether adopted, foster child. We need to be a role model to all the child around us as well. Then in your conclusion, you gave education is the key to unlock the world. It is the passport to freedom, which I believe, like the Yoruba will say, I pray our children will not be a slave to their mate in Jesus' name. This is a
Amen.
I believe okay. Being another in your concluding part also, yes, that is a wonderful one. You say, behind every young child who believes in himself is a parent who believes first, which I will love each and every one of us to take home. Without us believing in these children, then they will not be able to believe in themselves. Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. I believe the question will start coming in. Now, I also have some few questions, but I will allow others to do to ask folks before coming with my own question. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Olubode.
Thank you, sir.
So if there is anybody that any question, you can just type the question in, or you raise your hand while you unmute yourself. Then you ask the question. Why did the lecturer do justice to it? I'm also raising my hand. I think I have a question as well. So let me start for myself.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Omabuma,
Yes,
my
sir.
first question is that we all understand the pressure in our economy now, the pressure in the society. So how do we now combine these our parental roles with the economical pressure or societal pressure that we have? Nowadays there is inflation. Hardly are we able to make our regular profits. So all that in the head already. How do we now combine this with fulfilling our roles? All these roles that you stated. Sometimes, especially for those who are living in Lagos State, imagine you leave your house around 5 a.m., come back around 10 p.m. How can we be role model to these children? How can we have time to engage them despite all these economical factors? Is there any way around that? That's my first question.
Okay. Should I answer the first one, or you want to ask all your questions?
Maybe you should answer it, or maybe I should ask the second question while you write it down.
You have?
I think I have 2.
You have to, okay. Let me take it one after the other. Okay, now let me answer this particular one. Yes, you see, if we decide to make use or give excuses using the economic situation of this country as an excuse to our roles as parents, I tell you, we'll become a failure. Now, these children, there are ways in which you can attend to them. You understand?
Yes.
Now, you return from work or before going. That's why I said sometimes you need to check their bags without them knowing. Now, if I told you to work, you can also do something at work. That's why it's important you have the numbers of the teachers. Give a call. Hello, can I speak with Tosin? And then the teacher tells you, okay, available or not available. And then when your child is available, hello, Tosin, how are you doing? I just want to check on you. Just to tell you I love you. That word alone at that moment, if the child has not eaten since morning, maybe they are begging the child, come and eat or something, or maybe the child is feeling bad at that moment. You don't know the condition, the state of mind of your child at that moment when you gave that call. Just that word, I'm checking on you just to tell you I love you. I tell you, this child will smile all through the day. Even when the child gets home, the child will not sleep, waiting for you to return that word, I love you, to you. It shows you care. And you cannot be so busy that you should not talk to your child in a week. No. You must create time for your child. That is why I said you can give a call while the child is in school, through the teacher, you talk to your child. When you return, even though it's late in the night, before you leave in the morning, learn to have a talk with your children. And if you are so busy that you don't have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday to Friday, what happened to Saturday and Sunday? At least if I thought you go to work on Saturday and Sunday, it can be at the same time now. You must create time for these kids. You must try your timetable and create time for them. And whenever they're on holiday, please take them out. Thank God we are doing them summer holiday now. This is a long vacation. Please, at least take them out, not just once, twice, so that they see. Let me tell you, especially for the female students. You see, one thing about girls is this: as they are growing, if you don't learn to expose your children yourself, if you allow an outsider to expose them for you, it will fall into the wrong hand. Eatery, this so-called Eatery, Mr. Biggs and all that, they use simple meat pie to deceive these girls. All you need to do, take your child out yourself, buy your child meat pie, chicken. We can cook chicken in the house, but take them out. Take them to the beach. Let them experience some things. You understand? And if somebody comes, maybe a boy, anything, wants to deceive them that, oh yeah, I want to take you to Mr. Biggs. When the child is not right for that, if somebody wants to deceive this child will feel Mr. Biggs. So he says, anywhere, anyhow, I've been there. There's nothing special about all these things. So don't be too busy. You must draw your timetable and be available for your children, sir. Have I answered your question?
Thank you, ma. So let us go to the comment section. There are some questions there, ma. Maybe we should just attend to that.
Okay.
Have you seen that of we? Your friend of me, Adela Korede by name.
I have not seen.
Hello, children.
Hello, sir.
The question from Ade Kore.
Mind-blowing question.
Okay.
Please let me to read it. I can't see the question.
Okay. From Korede Adeola said from Shining Star College E4. Why do some of our parents divorce, knowing fully well that it will have an effect on the children? In such a case of divorce, what can the child or children do?
This is a wonderful question. And this question you asked is something that is happening presently, right now, to a student in my school. Even to the level that both parents came to fight in the school. Who is going to have custody of the child? Imagine fighting physically, mother and father in the school premises. So now the truth is this child is affected psychologically. That's what you should know. The child will be affected psychologically. The child will not be able to relate well with his peers. It takes the grace of God and the help of whoever is in custody of this child. Let's take, for instance, now, if the mother will be the one in the custody of the child, it means the mother needs to be so concerned. She needs to make herself available and put the child through. And thank God I use Ben Canson as an example. He's a product of one. The parents departed when he was 8. Now you should imagine being a single mother is not easy. But if one is ready, if the mother, if it's the child, and I prefer the child being with the mother, and if the child is not with the mother, if the child is going to be with the father, or they should both put the child in the hostel. You understand? With that, this child will stay off their trouble. Because if we say the child should be with the mother end up getting married to someone else, there will be a stepfather. Something else might occur. If the child is with the father, there will be stepmother. Something will occur. So psychologically, the child is affected. So yeah, the teachers need to know the problem of the child. And in one way or the other, learn to talk to this child to take away the problems of the parents and focus on the future. That is a child in secondary school. If it's a child in primary school, there is a big work there, because a child in primary school might not know what next to do or how to come out of this. So teachers have to work, and at the same time, the parents, whoever is in the custody of the child, needs to work very, very hard. I hope I've answered that.
Yeah.
So I will call on Aroyan School. Maybe you should unmute and ask his question, please.
There's another question. There's another question online on the chat. Maybe...
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay.
Good evening, ma'am. May I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm a proprietor of a school, and there has been this question that has been somehow intimidating and quite disturbing my mind. I trained some set of pupils last year for their common entrance examination, and they were registered in some particular school here in Abeokuta here. So on getting to the examination hall, after they have been trained, the children came out of the examination hall after the successful completion of the exams. But they told me an uninteresting experience. They said majority of those answers to the questions were being read to them in the examination hall. And perhaps I think this is a detriment at the side of the government, so I, as a proprietor, I need an advice on how to counsel these children. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you for that wonderful question, sir. When it comes to the issue of malpractice, 3 people are involved in malpractice, or the interests of 3 people are involved. 1, the parents. 2, the school. 3, I can't put government there. You understand? The child in question. I'll tell you the reason why I cannot put government there. Because every time we always shift blame on government. No, when it comes to malpractice, I'm not putting blame on the government. I put the blame on the parents, the school, and the child. Now, this child in question, let's leave the child. Not that is the last person. I will tell you the truth. Some parents are ready to pay any amount for their children to pass. It is now left for you as a school owner to let your children understand the importance of sitting for your exam and passing your exam yourself, because it will wait for you in the future. If someone decided to write this exam for you, at the end of the day, you are not going to be a good product out there. So you need to educate your children to see the need to write exam themselves. They should say no to malpractice. Like in Lagos National School, we have zero tolerance for malpractice. You try it, you are expelled. So we don't even, that is why you see teachers will teach very well. But in a place where malpractice is being allowed, teachers don't need to work. I work in the school before called God's Power. I spent just a term with them. I left that school because of malpractice, and that was the gospel truth. I did not even collect my salary. Why? I joined them when they were about writing WAEC because they need me to prepare their students for the exam. So, and it is in me to prepare to work as in, I was really teaching to make sure that, oh, you people must pass and know that. And one of them just said something that's, why are you just stressing yourself? Why am I stressing myself like this? He said, because you are still going to enter the hall. I said, what will I do in the hall? I never understand them until the day they have English language. And the principal brought the question to me that your students are waiting for you. I said, sir, waiting for me for what? He said, the answer. I said, sir, I will not do that. He said, what? I said, I cannot do that. I cannot work and teach. Come early in the morning, class and all that. Close late just because I want them to pass the exam. And you expect me to go into there and write the answer for them. I told him, hello, sir. It seems you're supposed to have informed me that, madam, you are going to write WAEC. Then I will know that I'm going to write exam. Not you employing me to teach. Then I have to resign immediately. I left them. I didn't collect my salary. So some teachers need to be talked to. Because teachers, the money, I know a school that their SS3 is just maybe 20, but when they are writing WAEC, they are up to 1,000 students writing WAEC there. Why? Because of malpractice. So the issue of malpractice is the fault of the parents, the fault of the school. But as a school owner, you need to sit your students down and let them understand the negative effects of malpractice. That is why we have graduates out there seeking for employment. And when they come around, how do you see their letters? How do you see their spoken English? When you are doing interview for them, how do you see them? They can't defend their certificates. And this is the complaint of lecturers in the university too. That you see them with their O-level, A parallel, everything, hey. And when you ask them questions, they cannot defend it. When they enter 100 level, come and say carryover. It's because of malpractice. So you need to give them example. You need to talk to them. And when you do that, I tell you, your children will hate malpractice with passion. I believe I've been able to answer your question, sir.
Yes, ma. Thank you very much, ma.
You're welcome.
So we still have more questions. We should just brush through them. Can I read them to you?
This one said, mothers that use their children tuition fee to buy Ashwebi. Future leading to child sent back home from school. What can the child do? The child can't do anything now. The child can only report to the mother, to the father, or scream out. We have them a lot. It's everywhere. We ask this from Shining Stars College. Yes, we have this everywhere. Some parents and some mothers, they don't value education. Why some value education? Some would divert the school fee into their business, and then quickly run around with it and then pay the fee. Some do that. Some, you see the annoying one is this ones that use it for Ashrebi. It means Ashoniyi. Is that not? Yes. Ashoniyi Juomoloni Lodotse. So the best that child can do, if it's a secondary school child, I will tell the child, will confront your mother. Tell your mother to pick between the Ashrebi and you. That's what I will tell the child. Go home, go and tell mommy, oh yeah, pick. Do you want or me? When the mother pick one, then you know where you are going to. If she pick Ashrebi, the child should stay back at home. If she pick the child, then she should pay the school fee. I hope I've answered that question from Lawa Irelua from Shining Star. Okay. Which other question do we have there?
There are a lot of questions there.
A father who beats his wife, is it advisable for the woman to divorce her husband? But at the time, divorcing her husband will definitely affect the child. What advice can you give, ma? This needs urgent answer, ma.
It needs an urgent answer.
Please run away. Any man that is maltreating, beating the wife is an abusive man. You can't stay there. If the mother stays, if she dies, will the child live? I believe we all had the story of Osinachi. This woman endured until she died. I believe African women, that is real for you. We always want to endure because we're like, I don't want to leave my child. I don't want to leave my child. I don't want to leave my child. Yes, you don't want to leave your children. But do you want to die? If you die, these children will stay with the man. They will be maltreated. Why not be alive and pick your children and move? They're staying and dying. So any woman in any abusive marriage, my dear, pack your children and move forward. And that is why I do encourage women to work. At least find something doing. Not just sitting at home. These days, full housewife does not, it doesn't help, because by the time they come out with their ego and then they want to do their, yes, they are men, it will bounce back on you. Because sometimes these children will need one or two things and the mother needs to provide. Everything cannot be from the man. The situation of Nigeria now does not mean that only one person should be the one working. So I don't encourage abusive home. Anybody in need should please move. I hope I've answered that.
What God has joined together. What God has joined together.
Okay. What God has joined together, let no man put asunder. What God has joined together, let no man kill. If the man killed the wife, what will you say? What God has joined together, no sorry. My dear,
it is well.
It is not that kind of
well. Let us move on from there. Let us move away from that.
It's not that kind of
there is a question up there by Feromi Oyeneye. So the question says, what can be done? Okay, what can be done to some parents that force their children to be absent from school, especially on Friday? What can such a child do in such case, man? And also, she also has another question. What can a child do to his or her parent that neglects him or her because of work? Okay, those are our two questions.
Okay. Now, on the aspect of Friday issue, I think the school needs to invite the parents and ask them, why is this child not coming to the school on Friday? Maybe their own method is Monday to Thursday schooling. So they need to tell why the child will not be coming to school on Friday. If they have good reasons, which I don't know how good the reason would be, it is their child actually. So they can decide, after they are paying their fee, they can decide when the child wants to come to school. But at the same time, you need to educate them. That is why you are there for them. You need to educate them, to let them know the importance of education. You need to educate them to let them know that this child that has been absent from school is missing some certain things. If you don't do that, you have not done well. You understand? You need to invite them, talk to them. That is why it is good for a school to have counseling units. It's very, very good. People like that should visit the counselor, where the counselor will tell them the importance of education. There are some parents, probably the mother has a shop or anything, and they just felt, when you come back, or Friday, you have matter for me or anything. So you need to find out. Then another thing, the child in question, they are saying that, okay, stay back, don't go to school on Friday. Is it their biological child? That is another question you need to find out. If it's their biological child, then they need to answer some. If it is not, they still need to answer some question. If truly they want the best for the child, you need to answer question. Now, what will a child do when the child is being neglected by the parents? One, as a teacher, you need to call this child. Tell the child, mommy loves you, daddy loves you, they did not neglect you. Try and erase that thing from the mind of the child. Tell the child that, mommy needs to work hard, daddy needs to work hard, even though you are trying to cover up their wrongdoing, you understand? But you need to sit the child, talk to the child as if, what your parents are doing is not wrong. They are trying to do this, but don't worry, mommy will change, daddy will change. You understand? Just talk to this child, so this child will feel truly, okay, they are really working now to pay my school fees. Tell the child, mommy wants to see you tomorrow, being a doctor, being a lawyer, and that is why you see that mommy is working now, daddy is working now. So don't worry, they are not neglecting you, they love you so much. Talk to that child that way. Then invite the parents. Let them understand how their children or how the child felt. Let them know and educate them on how they can manage their responsibility at home and at the same time of the office. So that is that. I believe I've answered that question. Yeah, this person is talking about, is it good for parents to allow their children to attend parties? Now, my question is this school party, or we do have party in school. This is third term, there will be party in school. So the person that sent this question should answer that now. Is this school party or attending birthday party, maybe their friend, their classmate birthday party? You understand? But let me tell you the truth. If it's their friend's birthday party, if it's school party, we will say it is good, isn't it? But some things do take place in school party. If it's their friend's birthday party, it is good. We need to teach children how to be, okay, not school party, birthday party, or other party. To me, yes, but with the parents present in that party, especially maybe birthday or any social gathering. You need to teach them how to behave outside their environment. Children not going for social gathering is not good at all. I'm telling you the truth. Because by the time they get to university, in short, you understand? Because there will be a lot of party in the university, and what you deny them of, they want to test it. They want to check, what is going on there? And gradually, they will get lost. But if you have been not making it compulsory every time you take them to party, no. At least if it's your friend, decide to take your friend out, your friend's child's birthday party, you allow your child to go, you are there to, you'll be able to control, you're able to see how your child will behave in the gathering. You understand? Sometimes, if you have a dinner party, maybe in your office or anything, I'll tell you, please take your child along. Let your child know what dinner party is and how to behave, what to wear, who you are going to see, and what will take place there. But if you don't take them there, if somebody else decides to take them there, they will behave in the wrong way. So party, we need to select, but the parents must be present there. And the kind of parent going for party too, one is to question that kind of parents too. There are some parents, party every time, and they are dressing, a mother wearing bomb shorts to a party, That's not the kind of one I'm encouraging. So I encourage the one that yes, you are going for a party and you are well dressed, and then probably you want your child to learn one or two things in that gathering. That one is good. Not every time, please. Is over pampering good? You shouldn't over pamper a child. No, that's what I said. You don't over pamper. I said you tell them you love them, not over pampering them. That's what I said. They know the one that will buy them gifts that will continue to come and gift for one. Love does not exist. But when they see you talk, you chat together, they come with their problems, you are there for them, they ask you questions, you're able to answer them. That is not over pampering. You understand? But in situation whereby you want to cover up your own mess, because you are not being responsible enough. So you just felt, let me be giving out money. When you continue in that method, the child knows too. And one day, the child will return in such behavior to you. So pampering is not allowed. That's why I say clear the road and spoil the child. Once in a while, talk to them, scold them, let them know how you felt when you do something wrong, so that next time they will not do it. How can an illiterate parent assist children at home? Very, very good. In the olden days, most of our parents, then they are not learned. What do? They would take the child to a teacher. Say, okay, I want this child to know maths. I want this child to study hard and all that. And with that, they don't have money to give. It may be their farm products they will bring around for the teacher, like the lesson fee. All they just want is they want the best for their child. And what do you see? You see such children performing well. But now, don't dare it to, because abuse is everywhere, smelling everywhere. You understand? You see some parents and some so-called teachers now abuse little children. So I will not encourage that. But in a situation whereby this person is an illiterate and needs help, this person can really go to the school, tell the school, and try as much as you can, monitor your child. Go there, teacher, okay, the note, is it complete and all that? Did you go through your assignment? And then have the phone number of the teacher. The teacher will do more of this job for you. If the teacher see a consign, and that's one thing about teachers, when we see consigned parents, it's not about the money. We love consigned parents that are ready to know the improvements or how their child is doing in school. We so much love those parents. They don't have the money, they are not learned, but yet they are doing their role. As in, they come around, this and that, and then you give reports. When you give progressive reports, or you give report that this child is not doing this, you saw the parent, they're ready to scold that child in one way or the other. So such parents should visit the school often. No, don't relent. Try as much as you can to visit the school. Yes. I hope I've answered that question. Any other question here?
None again, ma.
I have a mind disturbing question, ma. Who is this person? Who is having? Somebody is having a mind disturbing question.
He has asked. That was Arayan School.
Okay.
I think I asked about my practice.
Okay.
So I think we have exhausted all the questions we have.
Okay.
We really appreciate this topic.
All right, thank you very much.
Sir. More than our expectation. God will bless you so much.
Amen.
So I will call on Elder Moses Ebison to give us a closing remarks before the end of the whole thing. Elder Moses, you have the floor, sir.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ebison Moses, and I am speaking from the Oyo City of Warri in Delta State. First, I want to thank God and before I thank everybody, I thank the people that set up this wonderful, amazing group where we would teach ourselves to be better parents, better citizens, so that we can bring up good children. Because what the lecturer said, Mrs. Omobu Adejoke Rachel said, at the beginning, she said, charity begins at home. And I will add, morality begins at home. It is only a home where morality is being taught that we produce good children, that we not start running around yahoo at 18, 19 years, 15 years, we want to get more, we want to buy GLK, we want to drive Benz of 30 million, 50 million without doing anything. And this child is a 15 years old child. It is only a home of morals that they can teach such a child. I want to thank everybody for the wonderful. I want to especially thank the lecturer. Mrs. Somobu, I'm supposed to go to church today, this evening. In fact, I have a lecture to deliver. So I have to cancel it. I told them that it's going to be next week. Meanwhile, weather was not very good here, so I could not go. So I have to tell them that I will not be able to go. And attended this one. This is a really good lecture. It is it is rich, well researched. You did excellently well. That is why I personally asked for the notes or the recorded version so that I can send it to my brothers that are unable to be here. My brothers have kids that are growing like all of us. So I want to appreciate you. May God continue to bless you, bless your husband and your children, and may God bless all of us that are here.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
We thank the organizers of this program. More grace to your elbow, more power to your elbow. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you, sir, Elder Bison Moses. So we will try to pull the curtain at this junction where we plan to meet next week, same time again. So next week, that will be another lecturer and another subtopic. So I wish everybody a nice rest. So I hope that we'll meet next week in peace. Thank you all. We'll meet later.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Mabu, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye.